Hi guys, and welcome back to Motor Joshing. So, I'm out enjoying the day with my GoPro strapped to my chin, recording the world in front of me, hoping for, those YouTube views for people to see what I'm seeing. And I use this GoPro to capture not only my motovlogs, but, the crazy incidents, which I have nicknamed coincidents, on my commute and when I'm generally out and about, and I generally run my GoPro all the time. But the question has kind of come as to whether or not the day of the Hooligan are over. Is it just done? Certainly when I was a kid and my dad used to go out on his R1, wheelies and madness would ensue. These guys were in South Wales, blasting up the valleys, going up to Aberdeen to the, biker calf, whatever, and, pulling wheelies, getting the knee down, generally doing what a number of bikers choose to do on the, on the regular. And certainly, on those country roads, that's probably as good a place as any for this type of behaviour, apart from obviously the track. But these days we're surrounded by people with cameras. There's dash cams available on Amazon for 20-30 quid. There's certainly no end of dash cam footage of accidents, incidents, and crashes. And a number of people obviously all have them now, and this is becoming more commonplace. So, obviously if you're in town anyway, this isn't the place to be hooning it about. It's not the place for wheelies. And, if you are the kind of guy that's doing that shit in towns and populated places, you, sir, are a dickhead, and should be ashamed of yourself and bringing the biker community into disrepute. And it's fucking terrible, and that's the kind of stuff that makes people hate us. So if you're that guy, have a good look at yourself and sort your shit out. And it's probably a matter of time, the amount of CCTV and this on it, certainly within cities, and cameras and dash cams, that those types of people all get fucked over anyway. So I hope your next shit is a hedgehog if you're one of those guys. But out there on the country roads, where it's a little bit quieter, and it's not the busy commute, and you decide to be a little bit exuberant with the throttle, decide to enjoy your motorcycling experience, and let's say you're, 2 or 3 miles an hour over the speed limit. We know how these things go, and sometimes these things can happen. You can just twist that throttle a little bit too much, and all of a sudden you're just a couple of miles an hour faster than what you should be doing. And when you're out in these scenarios, can you get away with wheelies and getting your knee down and doing all that kind of stuff these days? Because it's becoming more of a police state. Sure, this kind of footage certainly is incriminating if you're recording yourself. Dash cam footage and all this kind of stuff. If you then come off when you're doing anything, this kind of aggressive riding, being a Street Rossi as it were, can you get away with this shit anymore? I just don't think you can. I think you can probably have a bit of a flick of the wrist and maybe do, a little bit over the speed limit, but for the most part, I think the day of the Street Rossi, certainly in the UK anyway, is done. I'm always amazed when I'm looking at motovlogs of people doing stand-up wheelies down the highway and all that kind of stuff, and those kind of big groups and things, and in America, and I'm amazed by that, more so because, certainly in the UK, you would not get away with that shit. You just really would not get away with that shit. Within 10 seconds of of that kind of behaviour, there'd be a police report in, someone would have a dash cam, there'd be footage. It just, it's just not those kind of lonely American roads that we see on those kind of motovloggers. Footage on the country roads certainly, and then the kind of hooting it about the place just doesn't happen anymore, I don't think, at least if it does, I think it's few and far between. I just don't think you can necessarily get away with that kind of stuff anymore. There's dash cams fucking everywhere, there's CCTV everywhere, even in the countryside now. Certainly villages and all the rest of it are becoming, they're getting faster internet connections, and dash cams don't require internet anyway, so these are the type of guys on country lanes that will have these cameras more so than the guys in the city, because the chances are in the city you're probably not going that fast. Certainly in the UK, I would say the day of the hooligan is done, and you can have a little bit of fun out there, but I don't think it's anywhere near the kind of levels of Street Rossi shit you used to get away with. And we've all seen it, video footage of guys in the UK doing 155 mile an hour and getting banned for a couple of years and going to jail and all that kind of stuff, and that shit's horrific. The other question to that then is, if you can't do those 100 mile an hour plus speeds particularly much in the UK and get away with it, and that's just probably down to the track, or trying to get away with it in Europe, which again is becoming harder and harder too, because of technology, the ability to now give you tickets internationally, and all that kind of stuff that's emerging and becoming part of our society as a whole. But I'd love to know your opinions on it, guys. And I'm not talking about the kind of, I already despise the kind of group ride mentality bullshit with bikers giving other bikers a bad name for causing criminal damage to vehicles and all that kind of other group ride stuff that you see, and that's why I wouldn't really be interested in doing kind of massive, huge populated group rides at all, to be honest. It's really wouldn't be something I'd want to do. I just think the second you get a heap of bikers in a group, people want to show off, and the fact that people have a number of cameras and stuff just means people ride a bit like dickheads, and chaos and calamity will normally ensue shortly after all that. So that one's definitely not for me. But yeah, it's the day of the hooning around, the thrashing your bike. Is that done? Love to know your comments, guys. Smash them in below, and I'll catch you on the next one, guys. Ta-ta, bye-bye.